Hi, my name is Susan Weimer, and I'm here with My Sweet Petunia for the Pink and Main My Sweet Petunia giveaway and blog hop. We hope that you stay along with us and join in and leave comments so that you can win the great prizes that are along the way. This is the card we're going to be making, and it's another belated birthday card, which I've had to make lately. It says, "Oh Barn, it's past your birthday." And we're going to use two sets from Pink and Main. And first is the sloths, because I just thought they were adorable. And yeah, I'm going to put in a sloth with my barn animals in the herd. Oh my gosh, that is just so cute. And then I have a piece of Nina Solar White 90-pound cardstock, tumbled glass distress ink, excuse my tremor, had it all my life, and Distress Oxide faded jeans. And the first thing I'm going to, and my MISTI, mini MISTI, the first thing in some Eclipse paper, tape, I don't know if it's tape or paper. Well, could be both. I was watching another video the other day, and I saw the instructor laying a piece of the Eclipse masking tape right in her MISTI and then stamping out her masks that way. And I thought that was great because I knew I had to stamp out, in some instances 3 masks. So if you see, I've got it ready here. Just close the door. Just use my Memento ink because that's what was sitting on my desk. And I can just lift that right out of the MISTI easily. It's still sticky on the back, comes off that paper really easily. And now I can repeat this process and make the masks that I need. So now that I've got all the masks cut, and I feel like Kelly Latavola, masking queen, I'm going to start stamping my stack. And I just love all the stamp sets that are already stacked. But I think it's fun when you make your own because you can add a twist to it. Well, I guess you could do that with Copic coloring. Color a cat or a dog or a mouse or something into a different animal. But I wanted to add the sloths, and that is a large clear acrylic block that I keep my stamps on. And then my masks are over there as well. So theoretically, I look like I'm organized, but that's debatable because when this was done, I think it took an hour and a half to color it, but I'm going to say it took a good hour to clean up after myself and put all the markers away. Just stamping them up again with Memento ink. And I'm going to repeat this process until I get my stack made. And I know I included sloths, but sloths are native to many different regions of the United States. And I decided that there might be some farms where some sloths would be, and they might want to get in the picture. So that's why I added them. No, I didn't Google that, so I really actually have no idea. But that's my explanation, and I'm sticking with it. And so now I've got all my masking on there. I'm going to start ink blending with the tumbled glass, and I want it to be lightest around the images because I wanted it to appear as if there was a glow around my herd of animals and as if the photographer had the lighting slightly off to his sides as he stood in front of them to take the picture. That's what I was thinking anyway. When you mask, sometimes even if you think you have the masks in the right position, you will miss some spots. So I go back later and I find a good Copic color combination that'll work to fill in those gaps, and you'll see them later. So I'm trying to get up as close to the image as I possibly can. Now I've added the faded jeans along the top edge and some Lucky Clover along the bottom. I'm removing my masks. And there's my little cuties all standing there for their photograph. I have a fine tip Sharpie that I use to correct any images where I might not have stamped carefully enough, and just picking out some Copics here. And we'll get started. I'm just going to color the first set of each animal, and then after that I'm going to cut it out because this video is even sped up, was ridiculously long. And once you know the colors, and I don't know why I didn't change them and make them each a different color. Now that I think of it, that would have been a little more clever of an idea. My W markers are running out, as are several others. So I just placed an order for a large number of Copic refills. I think my husband's going to be screaming. So this is E1-3, I think. And I've used E1-8 along the edges. And I've decided that it just doesn't work. E1-9 should be darker by the 9 number, the second number being a 9. But it's not, and I think it would have given a better blend here. And then I'm going to go back in with the E11, and I've found the spot where I goofed up there. I'm just going to go back in and lightly fix that. It's there, but no, I don't think anybody's going to notice. E01, E00, and then some R20 in his ears, and R32 in his little snout. And I think he's cute. And I'm going to use my lowest numbered warm grays, and I realize now that they're a whole lot more dried out than I thought. And I went over to my refills, and I don't have those. I'm not sure why. I had made a point of trying to order all of the refills for the lightest inks that I have, because those seem to run out. Well, you use them the most. So they run out the fastest, so the blending on this isn't as good, and I just couldn't find an alternative color combination that I liked, even though I have the hex chart that's on Sandy Alnock's site, and it's so handy, but I just couldn't find anything that I remotely liked any better. And I'm going to come over to the horse and start the horse with E23, because I thought I'd make him a little browner than I made the cow or steer. I don't know. He has horns. I wonder if girl cows have horns. I don't know. But anyway, so it's E27, E29 are the other two colors in this blend. And I think this one comes out okay. Now the mane, I thought he should have a blondish flowing mane, and I had actually looked up a blonde hair Copic combination on Pinterest, but I think I'm going to change it up a little bit. I wish sort of that I had colored this horse white, because I always wanted a white horse when I was little. I don't know. Doesn't every little girl want a white horse? So I'm just trying to put some highlights in there. I put some E23 back in there, and all the noses I did the same, E11, E01, E00, and all the little snouts, snouts. Goodness, you need a degree in zoology. I did with R32, and then I'm going back over because that blend on that cow's driving me nuts. And my little mouse is getting, oops, I remember, there's the leg I forgot. Oh, no, arm. Well, it would be a leg because they have 4 legs. Anyway, the mouse is C1, C3, and then back out again. It's just a little blend. He's just a little gray mouse. And then R20 in his ears. So I'm going to start the sloth. And I actually went and Googled, what does a sloth look like? I Googled the images. And they do have a reddish toned fur around their bodies, and then a grayish reddish toned on their face. And then the little mask part on their eyes is usually much darker shade of that reddish gray. And I probably should have done some tip to tip blending here to pull out the red grays, but I think he came out cute anyway. And sometimes that band that's across their eyes in this one is actually just above their eyes in some of them. So it was really interesting to look them up on Google and see what they look like. And then I think I'm just going to color that in with my slightly darker W's. And again, they're really dry, so they're just not blending. And I put some R20 on his cheeks because everybody else has pink on them. So my pig, I wanted to be a pale pink, fleshy tone pink. So I did R0, R30, R20, I think. Nope, R32, just a smidgy little bit to get that more fleshy, corally toned pig look. I was thinking of the pig from Charlotte's Web. And then also the pig from that movie Pig. Babe. That's one of my favorites. Okay, I'm going back to the horse. I'm just going to do the same colors on that horse. And I'm really going to do the same colors everywhere. So I've decided that I'm going to clip the video. Nope, I'm going to show you the coloring of the second horse. This is where I think I would have definitely changed up the colors if I had given it some thought, but I had my colors picked out and I was set on them and they were sitting right to my right hand side, and I could just quickly grab them. As I get used to doing more and more of these videos, I think I'll come up with a better scheme of keeping my Copics organized by subject, by animal. Not sure. I'll figure it out. And then he's going to get some E23 in her mane. Her. And there's the bird, which I do in I can't remember. I put Y11, Y13, and Y15 on the top. Blend that out. And I wanted to bring in some more redder tones for the bottom. So they actually use the E95 series, E9 series, which are really pretty shades of reddish brown. I thought it would make him look kind of cool. And then I used YR16 and YR18 on his beak just to make him look a little different. And then the cow, my black marker has one of the new superfine bullet tips for the sketch markers that are out of stock everywhere. But I highly recommend them because when I was stamping, some parts of the cow didn't stamp, and I was able to go back in there with a fine point and get to that. I'm going to start him out with the ears again. And going back here and there when I see something that I've missed as well, just because. And then E11, E01, and E0. No, this one I did E00, and some R32 in the snout. And I know there's part of there that's not colored. It's funny when you watch these, you're like, oh my gosh, how do I do that? And so I'm trying once again to blend those out. So here I am, I'm finishing up. And I've got everybody colored. And like I said, it's all the basic same color scheme, and it's written out on my blog. Mr. Sloth doesn't have his tummy colored in, but I'll find it eventually. So I put some BG00, 000, and then BG10, and then some B00, and flicked it out along the edges there and behind the animals where there would have been space. And yeah, Mr. Sloth still doesn't have his tummy colored in. Oh my gosh. I'll figure it out. I really will. So we're just going to color those, bring that blue in. And it really doesn't show up. I know you see it more here, but it doesn't show up on the card at all. Once the ink dries back in, and that, I remember it. Okay, so I go off camera a little bit here, and I apologize for that. But I have, like I said, I have a tremor, and so I'm just trying to figure out which of my different corners would be the best way for me to get this stamp straight. And this is what I end up using. I love the creative corners. I can line them up along the sides. And see exactly where I'm going. And I know that because of all the, excuse my head, all of the 90-degree angles in the MISTI, that I'm not going to get a crooked sentiment. So I'm using VersaFine Onyx Black ink and just giving that a nice stamp. And it comes out really well the first time. But I decided to give it another. I don't know why. And I always clean my stamp off. And then I'm just going to take this and put it aside in my MISTI. And this is one of the things I love. After stamping with the MISTI, I can just put the whole thing over to the side. And I know I haven't misplaced a stamp. And that comes in very, very handy. So now I'm going to add some grass into the Lucky Clover Distress ink. And I'm using G05 and G09. Just some light flicking strokes. I thought it looked kind of funny without any texture there, since there's so much texture in the images themselves. And the sky, the blending makes you think about clouds. I don't know. So anyway, I added the blending back in with those markers. And I like the way it came out. And I've sped this up just so you know how long this took. I think this is at 6 times speed. And the video ends up being 20 minutes long. So it did take a while, but I had a lot of fun coloring them. Like I said, I wish I had changed up the colors a little bit. The sloths I definitely would have left all the same, because there aren't many options, but there are a lot of options for coloring cows and goats and things like that, different colors, and even putting some patterns on my goat. And this was something I learned from watching Kathy Zilski. She puts her card into her mini MISTI, and then it's all lined up, and when you put the panel down, it's flat, it's lined up. Oh, it's a miracle. And I don't have a crate. There's the card. Thank you for being here today with me. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I would love it if you subscribe to my channel. I'm just getting started, and we'll be doing some more videos. And please continue along the blog hop with Pink and Maine and My Sweet Petunia, because we have some fun prizes along the way and a lot of great cards as well. Thank you for being here today with me, and leave a comment below and I will answer it. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.